What is going on, you lovely people? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing good. It's your boy, Roliver Queen, and as always, I'm joined by lovely, scrumptious, delicious, and handsome as fuck homeboy, Quintin. Please reintroduce yourself to the people, my brother.
What's good, everybody? How y'all been?
So, literally last week, we just had a video where we talked about, the ending of Avengers and potentially what is going to come next thanks to the changes that we saw in Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. It looks like a lot of what we said is probably coming into fruition because boom, we just got the announcement that Chip Zdarsky is going to be writing the next Marvel event called Armageddon, where we will be seeing the aftermath of Miles Morales bringing the origin boxes to the 616. All right. And some further details. We're going to be doing a lot of this setup in Chip Zdarsky's Captain America run. So we're going to see the return of S.H.I.E.L.D., which we haven't seen in a while. Also, too, this is supposed to shake up the Avengers for the first time in a very long time, since I think they said Avengers disassembled. So, yeah, this is some big shit. But yeah, Quentin, what do you think, man? It seems like a lot of what you said or what you theorized is coming into fruition.
Okay, so for those who didn't catch those other pods or live streams that we did, my overall sentiment really was that Marvel's at a nexus point, right? Not to
Mm-hmm.
use one of their terms, with the MCU synergy, with where some of their major properties are, with their core fan bases, are kind of at like, for all intents purposes, X-Men fans are torn down the middle, right? Either they like what's going on or they hate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man fans are either really, I don't know a Spider-Man fan that's just happy with what's going on. They
Yeah.
just kind of allow. They're kind of like with me with Batman. I'm gonna buy it regardless, kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is good and bad. With the major outcry of success from the Ultimate lines, particularly Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Ultimates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I have theorized that Marvel is falling behind the curve in a lot of their points, like when it comes to DC. Like right now, DC has the advantage in movies. Right now, they
Mm-hmm.
have the advantage in mainline stories. They have the
Mm-hmm.
advantage in. I mean, I want to say Absolute's a little hotter than Ultimates. I mean, the Ultimate line right now, considering just the momentum they have. I
Mm-hmm.
say all that to bring it all around in one circle is that I've been saying there's gonna be a new 52 type of rebranding for Marvel. It's time for them to condense their timeline. And that's basically
Mm-hmm.
what my overall point is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It starts with the X-Men, it starts with S.H.I.E.L.D., it starts with Captain America. And I
Mm-hmm.
think, I don't know if anybody caught my tweets, but I've already said, like, the writing's on the wall. Like, Chip's writing this event, right?
Yep.
Chip's also writing Captain America. And
Yep.
if you've been reading the first couple issues of Captain America, he's recontextualizing when he came out the ice.
Mm-hmm.
He came out the ice not in the 70s or 60s or whenever it was normally. He came out in the 2000s, right after
Oof.
9/11. So that tells me we're shortening the timeline. We're going to condense certain things, certain properties that have run their course. You can see Iron Man getting a relive,
Oh yeah.
a facelift.
Mm-hmm.
Cap's gonna get a facelift. It's a lot of Avengers that are gonna get
Yep.
facelifts. I don't think Thor will change. I think Thor's in a good place. I don't think, like, you're gonna see massive changes, bro. And just like New
Yeah.
52, they're only gonna mess with the stuff that's not really moving the needle.
Yeah.
So, and if for history lesson for those who weren't around in 2011, Batman didn't change. The only thing they did was say that, hey, he had 5 Robins in 5 years. All right, whatever, go with it. All
Mm-hmm.
right. No, Green Lantern didn't change because that's Jeff Johns is still there. It was still like hotcakes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, Batman didn't change, Green Lantern didn't change, but people like Wonder Woman changed. We can't really figure out her bad guys, so we're gonna make her bad guys the Pathlon, the Greek Pantheon, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make her supporting cast that. There are gonna be small changes made. If they don't do New 52, a 0 hour 52, the 52
Ooh.
event kind of thing. We need some kind of 6 months in the future, year in the future, something. Let some shit skip, and then like, this is a new team. Emma's the new headmaster of the
Mm-hmm.
the the school in San Francisco. Whatever, we got a new X Force ran by Cyclops. We have to rebrand, and I keep going to X-Men because technically X-Men, like the Marvel universe is shaped by the mutants and
Mm.
Shield. Everything plays off of those two things, and like gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gods, Shield, mutants, and bios, I guess if you want to call like Fantastic Four and Spider-Man those,
Yeah.
right? But Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, and Shield, and everybody that falls under Shield, that's Black Widow, Captain America, whatever, Avengers, they all
They got
fall under that.
yeah.
And all stories should hub around that. But we
Yeah.
haven't really gotten that in a while. That's why
Yeah. I mean,
Avengers.
it's
Go
yeah,
ahead.
because we talked about it last time. It was like the Avengers book don't even feel like a book where everything centralizes anymore. It feels like a book that it's just reacting to everything. So I think it's time, for Jed. Actually, you know what? It makes more sense now that Jed McKay's Avengers is ending. What if
Mhm.
it was never meant to be taken seriously? What if the entire time we've been complaining about the book, this is what it was meant? It was like, oh, no, I was just here to buy time because we needed an Avengers book, and then now, you know, here's what we get. Because
Yeah.
yeah, like we need that fresh shakeup. But as excited as I am, well, I don't want to say excited. I think excited is too big of a word. As interested as I am in this, you know, I still have the same worries. It's
Yeah.
just like, you do this, but what about editorial? You can only pull this off if editorial doesn't get in the way like they always do and just ruins it. On the back of my mind, what bullshit is Sabowski gonna do in a year from now? What bullshit is Brevoort gonna do a year from now? What bullshit this other person gonna do a year from now? That's the part that's scary about all of this. And I think that's what I've been seeing on the timeline. Also, just like everybody just like, yo, bro, you don't just mesh the universes. Get rid of editorial. Like,
Exactly. And for those who's listening, we're not trying to beat on the whole this is Tom's fault. I
yeah,
mean,
no.
it's not just his fault. There's a lot of things because the Spider-Man editorial is just as fucking shitty, right? And it's not saying these guys weren't A-listers at some point, but everybody look at LeBron. Eventually, Father Time collects in due,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like the ideals that you guys are putting out just aren't resonating with your fans. And I get you having your mandates and your embargoes and your principles or whatever. But if the fans are telling you in the masses, hey, we don't give a fuck about Paul, why the fuck do you force it down our throats? Now, granted, I get Marvel. Hey, you bitches are still buying it. Fuck
Yeah, I
it.
mean,
Saying, fuck it. All right. I mean, any hustler would do that, right? So I
yep.
respect the hustle. But at the end of the day, we need fresh blood. And the good
Yeah.
part about it is the one silver lining that anybody that's worried about them doing reboots, because everybody's like, oh, Marvel's not doing a reboot. Oh, they're not gonna do it. This would be the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Because none of y'all believe we're gonna do it. And then
Yeah.
secondly, it's a great pivot because you get up under the whole ultimates, absolute. We do the same shit basically, right? You get from under there. Now,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Y'all doing that? Y'all doing what we were doing in the early 2000s with the two lines? We're gonna refresh everything, and do what y'all were doing in 2011. And now
Yeah.
you know what DC did wrong during that. They rushed it.
Mm-hmm.
So in a perfect world, maybe y'all have had a 2-3 year game plan to plan
Yeah.
this out and seed, hey, how are we gonna put? Maybe you're working with Kevin Feige and what he's doing with the X-Men, so you can put a solid game plan on. Is
Mm-hmm.
I can and look, you can easily explain this by you can no more mutants this shit with Scarlet Witch, right?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
not
she's the
necessarily,
no Sorcerer Supreme.
and then and be like reset. You can do whatever. You can use Franklin. I don't give a fuck how you do it, right? As long as it's not Mr. Manhattan doing it, because that was stupid. But like, as long as we got something that's real, like Wanda resetting the entire universe makes sense, especially with her becoming Sorcerer Supreme,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or she does it in a kind of like in my head, I would love to see something where like Doom and Reed Richards reworks the whole universe together.
I
Like I
mean,
would love to see that shit.
that'll be
Or in my
dope. I mean,
head,
we also got to think about absolute, not absolute doom. I said ultimate doom as well. Like, what's going on with that? Because that confrontation is well on the way. So like, there's
so
so many different things that they can play with, which is
mhm.
interesting. So, and I'm also figuring out too. Well, I'm not figuring. I'm also wondering as well. Just like, all right, yo, what's this Avengers team gonna look like, and who's gonna be writing it? Like, I know everybody's saying Bendis, but I still can't see Bendis. I see Bendis probably coming back to Miles.
Something smaller, yeah.
Yeah, some smaller because I think I think that time has passed Bendis. No
From
disrespect.
his conversations, it seems like his focus is powers, right? Making
Hmm.
powers into something else with Dark Horse and the movies and TV shows that he has planned. I do think Miles, of course, with Miles, I think AJ brought it up that Miles has an anniversary coming up, so I
Hmm.
can definitely see him Bendis being there for that. I'm under the impression that it's gonna be somebody like if Ultimates ends, you could probably see like I think AJ or you said it, like I can see Camp taking it,
Yeah.
right? And let Bendis get like if Bendis does come back to Avengers, it'll be something like New Avengers, Mighty Avengers. It'll be something with like characters that he can like Bendis does best when he has characters he can actually play with. It really just comes down to I think it comes to execution, bro. Because like New 52,
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm not somebody that says New 52 was unsuccessful. That's not. I will never say that. I think it did everything it needed to do for the comic industry to revitalize DC. I
Hmm.
just think it didn't think certain things through all the way.
Yeah. And not my only thing is just like, how does this work with all the changes? Well, all the things that's going on now, because it's like this comes
Mm-hmm.
out in June. I don't know how many issues this is. Like we mentioned before, you have Wanda being Sorcerer Supreme. You have the X-Men who are still going through the age of revelation, whatever ish
Age,
type thing.
age of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Age of, yeah, age whatever. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So there's so many like different weird things going on right now. So I'm trying to figure out how is this gonna work in conjunction with that, or if all the weird stuff that we see now, this is just so Marvel can sustain themselves. So whenever like this thing is done, and let's entertain the idea that it's a full reboot, cool. Then we can relaunch with whatever it is, or
That Avengers
reboot.
book coming. My bad to cut you off, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That Avengers book coming. The next Avenger book, if we're right, is gonna be a retelling of how the Avengers came together. A modernized version of that,
Mm.
like a modernized telling that probably blends the movie with the original take with Loki putting the team together. I can
Yeah,
see that.
hey, if Camp is doing it, I
And
mean,
think
I
about it.
wouldn't be mad.
If Caps just came out the ice
Mm-hmm.
now in his run, at that same time, Tony should be getting his arc reactor. At that same
Ooh.
time, Bruce should be going through the bomb. At that
Oh.
same time, Thor should be coming to Earth, getting banished and becoming Donald Blake again.
So ideally, the pieces you're talking about, they should be moving together, and then hopefully the Avengers book picks that up, and then
Mm-hmm.
we can further see, okay, this is what's going on with Tony, this is what's going on with this is what's going on with that, and then
Literally, what Jeff Johns did with Justice League after New 52.
mm-hmm,
Introduce the team, introduce the premise of them, and then after that arc, it'll be in the present day. Because remember, if you were here during New 52, they didn't launch any books the first month outside of Justice League.
oh really, I wasn't there for that.
They only launched Justice League the first week. Then the next
Oh.
week, I think the next month, they dropped Batman 1, Superman 1, Wonder Woman 1, right? And
Oh.
that's how it was. And then by the time Justice League wrapped up their first arc, everything had been introduced. Everybody was kind of like in the middle of Court of Owls, in the middle of the Cliff Chain run and the Zilla run of Wonder Woman and that kind of stuff. Um,
Ah.
but I could
Yeah,
see
because
a
I'm
suspension of the line for that book to be launched.
yeah, because I
So
what because yeah, because what Hulk just relaunched. Storm is about to relaunch.
Hmm.
I think we have Wanda that's coming out with her book. So yeah, I think whatever is going on now, this is the lot. This is it. Like whatever, whoever got a book out right now, this is it. This is your
Hmm.
last story, and then boom, whatever happens as a result of this is where we relaunch from. So that's going to be exciting. But again, I'm also worried because it's like, please don't do a relaunch with the same fucking creative teams. If you're really serious about, this being the end, all these books, they got to come back under a fresh new status quo and a fresh new creative team. And it got to be shit that people cares about.
I think the breadcrumbs are there. I just think, like you said, like editorial makes sense. Like getting some fresh, bro. Like go get still some of these indie creators, bro. Like
Yeah.
still, like I ain't gonna lie. I was just talking to somebody else. I was watching My Hero with my daughter's godfather yesterday at his house, and I was like, man, Horikoshi's not doing shit with Shonen Jump right now. And for what he did with My Hero and some of the themes he stole from Marvel and DC and added into his writing, he is primed to have a big impact on Western comics. Think outside the box for some of this stuff. Like you did a really good job with getting what's Peach on X-Men.
Yeah.
Keep that momentum. Like think outside the box of how you present some of these characters, right? Like look what you did with Hulk. You found a
Mm-hmm.
whole new element of Hulk with like going back to his horror roots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just have him be a horror genre for a while, right? Spider-Man, get back to this being like a slice of life family drama book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like bring those elements, get Cap and Bucky and Black Widow back into their espionage game,
Yeah.
right? Put Wakanda back together.
Wrap up. Now this brings another question though. What if this is just an all in? You know what I'm saying? Like instead of it being a reboot, what if this is all in? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, whatever's not working, it's time for it to go, and then you relaunch with something fresh and new.
If it's all in, it has to be planned out. Like you can't have some half-cocked ideal. It can't be stupid. Like what
Yeah.
made all in work for DC was they were literally all in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they have put their money where their mouth is. They had incentives to go out the store. They made it
Yeah.
exciting. Like I I got cards right here. I got my flash card in the car with me,
Bro, I
right?
got
And they're
my
still
stack also.
slowly, you know what I'm saying? Like they made it
Yeah.
fun to go to the shops again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like to get out and go do it. I think the best way is a mixture of all in, a mixture of New 52,
Yeah.
a mixture because
Mm-hmm.
they can't all. I don't think they're capable of doing a cohesive all in if they're gonna
Mm.
keep the same staff,
Ah,
right?
okay. Yeah.
And I don't trust them to do a New 52 because you got old heads ahead of it, heading it,
Yeah.
right? So until I mean, the only saving grace is that when I think about the brain trust that I think could come out of this would be Chip, Camp, Hickman, Ryan North, and if Bendis comes back, I can see those five. If Donnie comes back, I can see I can see that group of guys really putting something together because those are
Yeah.
all knowledgeable guys, and those are guys that got a little fire behind them that's gonna fight for what their vision is.
Yeah. And they got the pull to do so.
Exactly. Like Ryan
Yeah.
North, for the most part, is solid. Like he gonna do your quick one and ones. You know, I mean, like there's not a. I haven't really read like. Granted, haven't really paid attention too much of Fantastic Four, but for the most part, I've only heard good stuff about Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I like One World Under Doom. It's just one of those books where like it only can go so far.
Kind of have to just wait and see. Chip being a part of this, that gives me some hope. Chip is pretty seasoned, and I've read a Chip Zdarsky event before at Marvel called Devil's Reign. That was fucking amazing, and I think that was the last Marvel event besides the two Venom ones in recent time that really caught my attention. So if he's behind it, we could get a Camp, a Bendis, hopefully a Bendis who's a little bit more refreshed. Hickman and Rhino. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. I'm gonna buy this. just to see if it's something that will reinvigorate my spark in Marvel. Because right now, unless it's called Ultimate Black Panther, unless it's called Ultimate X-Men, unless it's called the Ultimates, unless it's called Ultimate Spider-Man, I do not give a flying fuck what's going on over that Marvel. So let us know your thoughts down below. What do you think will come out of Armageddon? How do you think Armageddon and Ultimate Endgame will play into each other? And do you think this is a reboot, or do you think this will be a relaunch? Please let us know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Yeah, let's have a conversation. Yeah, thank you guys for checking out the content. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. Much love, much peace. It's your boy Roliver Queen and Quintin. We are out.